Hey friends, hello, hello. It's Lisa with Hand Stamped with Lisa. Welcome, welcome. It's Monday. Monday after the Super Bowl. I don't know how many of you stayed up. It's well past my bedtime, but I was up. It was a defensive game for those of you. It's always funny. I think like if it's not your team playing, you want it to be really competitive, but it's your team playing, you are a-okay with it being not close at all. So super fun though, super fun, always good. We had some people over and we had good food, and so that made it equally as fun. But it's Monday, and Monday means simple stamping. But I've got a couple things to show you before we start. So if you're here, always go ahead and say hello. Let me know that you're watching. But I do want to share with you the new product of the month. So Stampin' Up! Is doing this new thing where when you go into the online store and you spend $75 or more, you can purchase the product of the month for just $5. And this month is a new designer series paper, and I knew I had to have it. Well, you know, I want all the things. I am one of those people who always wants all the things. So I thought I would share it with you, what it looks like. I'm actually going to make a project with it tomorrow, but this is all I had to see was this, and I was like, let me in. So it's this really beautiful watercolor feel. It's called Painted Illusions. Well, that's probably why there's that watercolor feel, but look at how pretty this is. It has my very favorite pretty peacock, and then it's got some Daffodil Delight. It's got some coral in it. It's got some green. It's just really, really beautiful. So it's got this really bold side, and then it has, of course, a side that is a little bit more neutral. So that's one of them, and then I'll show you just what else is here in this packet. So this really beautiful floral, I just love that. And then that other side, very similar to the one that I just showed you. This one just is more arcing versus waves. So I think that that's really pretty. Oh, you guys, just look at how stunning that is. And then on the other side, this really pretty kind of like scalloped, reminds me of like a mermaid tail is kind of the vibe that I'm getting with that one. All in this gradient coloring, which is so beautiful. I mean, that is just stunning. Be really pretty to create some packaging with that. And then this blue one that has the leaves on the back, and again, really pretty. I love this paper, particularly if you cut strips long, which is a little something I'm going to show you tomorrow, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Really beautiful. Remember, product of the month available when you spend $75 in the online store. You can buy it for $5. So really, really cute with that. I did also want to share with you that I've got myself on a schedule. I know some of you asked for a schedule. Mondays and Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be coming to you live. Mondays is going to be simple stamping, because I just love simple projects. I think we have such beautiful paper and beautiful designs that if we can keep it simple, I love that. Let the artwork do the work, do the heavy lifting. And then Tuesdays will always be something a little bit more involved, a little bit more complicated. And by complicated, you know, I don't mean really complicated, because I don't do those kinds of projects. Just really things that just take it up a notch. Use things in a little bit different way, that kind of stuff. So today for simple stamping, I've got a really, really great project for you that I'm in love with. So let me show you this. I will turn this around because I want to showcase the paper that I'm using today. I feel like sometimes these papers get overlooked. So square snippets is what this is. So I want to show you what this looks like. I cut apart 2 sheets. So what you get in this package of designer series paper is you get 2 different designs. So let me show you what they look like. The first sheet that you're going to get is going to be 4, right? So these are 3-inch squares. So you get these, and then on the back you have a really soft pattern. So you have these squares, and then the other, when you go through that, the next one you have, these are going to be 4-inch squares. So these are the 2 designs that come in this designer series paper. Flip that over, and it's got a really nice soft design as well. So these are the 2 patterns that come in the Squares Snippets designer series paper. And so what I did is I went through and I cut 1 sheet of those 3-inch squares, and then I cut another sheet of the 4-inch squares. And so that would be really easy to use. Now, if you are a scrapbooker, I feel like these are a must. These are a must-have if you are a scrapbooker, because they will make putting together projects so, so easy. But they are also really great for cards. And so I want to show you a card today using those projects, using that paper. I'm going to use the Greenery Lane stamp set because I love these greetings. I think they're such good fonts, so good. And remember, you can always use mix and match fonts on things. Don't feel like things have to go together in a certain manner. So let me grab what I have here. So the two little squares that I picked up, I'll bring it up here. This little floral, right? So it's so pretty. It's got those yellows in there. It's got a little bit of pool party. And then it's got Secret Sea. So that's a really beautiful, beautiful floral. And then it has this, can you guys see that? It's got that like tone on tone, definitely Secret Sea, but it's got like a little bit lighter and darker there. So that plays really, really well. So I've got those two sitting there. And then I'm going to go ahead, I cut myself a piece of Secret Sea. And so this is going to measure 5.5 by 8.5. I did want to tell you, so I had someone ask me, so I've been over on Instagram creating reels, which I love to do. I think it's so fun. And it's so easy. For those of you who are demonstrators who are watching, if you want any type of tutorial, like they're so easy to do. But that's like a really like quick, like you get little snippets of things that as we're making cards. So anything you see on Instagram, you're probably going to see here in full video. So know that that's happening and coming for you, right? So I have that scored and folded. That's going to be my card. Then I have a piece of Pool Party, and I just ran it through the embossing machine with a folder. It could be any folder. I don't think it's really specific. I just like this one with a little bit of plaid in there. I thought that was really fun, but I think it could be any one that you wanted. And then we're just going to take these and we're going to go ahead and layer them on. And don't ask me why, but I do love the floral being forward. I think the floral is so pretty. So I love it being a little bit forward on my card. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this Secret Sea one on first. And I'm just going to lay it a little bit at an angle there. And then come in with this one next. The nice thing is when you cut these squares out, a lot of the colors play together. And so like there's a polka dot in there and it's got a lot of the colors of the other squares in it. So they really do work together really, really nicely to make a really, like I said, a really simple, easy card. And so we're just going to layer that one there as well. Now I do feel like this needs a little bit of a ribbon, so I am going to go ahead and I've got that Secret Sea ribbon that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to tie it on here before I do anything else. I always make the mistake of adhering the front of my card to my card front, you know, my front layer, and then I always mess myself up. So I have to like make that mental note, like don't get ahead of yourself, because then you end up having to rip stuff off and having to start all over. It happens, especially, I'm telling you, I have been so bad. My memory is not worth a darn. I was reading last night, before we had company, I was reading like, who's doing this song and who's doing that song. And then we had company over and we were talking about it. And I'm like, I literally just read this like 10 minutes ago. Can I remember? No, can't remember a darn thing. That I was so embarrassed. I was like, I just read it, cannot remember, not for the life of me. Ay, so embarrassing, so embarrassing. All right, so I've got the Here For You stamp set, and the reason I'm using this actually is we have unfortunately a funeral to go to in 2 weeks. It's kind of an interesting story. Very sweet gentleman that my husband worked with, that come to find out he went to high school with my parents. Like, how crazy is that? So obviously he's older than we are, was older than we are. But it's kind of funny how like when you're a young kid, you think like even somebody who's like 5 years older than you are, you think, oh, they're much older than I am. And here he is like, 20 years older than us. And we were actually pretty good friends with him. And so kind of an interesting little thing, but he passed away. So I'm making a little card for his family. So it just says Here For You, and I'm going to come in, put some dimensionals on the back of that guy. He had suffered from a couple different health things, and so we saw him actually the day before he passed, and he was like, I'm ready, lived a good life, I'm ready to be done with all this stuff. And so when you're ready, it's probably time for you to go, right? Always hard on the people who are left behind, though. All right, so there's our little greeting on there. I hope that's kind of straight. Oh, we'll see. Then I'm going to use the low profile sparkle dots. I love these. I think they are so, so pretty. And I'm going to come in with kind of these blue-green ones just because I just think they're just, I don't know, I think they are just really, really pretty. I love them. And so I'm just going to come in with a couple of those on that front. So we've got that front panel done. And I just think that little bit of dimension on that front panel really gives it a lot. So we're going to turn that over. I'm going to come back in with my dimensional so I can pop this up actually on my front piece. And we are in, for those of you who need a weather, I have not given a weather update in at least a week, have I? We're going to get a little warm up. It's going to be like 40 degrees here tomorrow, which is so delightful when we were in the -20s not too long ago. So very, very excited about that. I'm not fooled that, like, you know, spring is not coming. We'll have another cold streak for sure, but it's always nice to get a little taste of that. So that is the card there, and then we're going to put a little piece of that basic white on the inside of the card so that we can write a nice greeting. One of the things I have been using, I don't turn to ChatGPT for many things, but sometimes for the inside of a card, particularly like a sympathy card, I've gotten some really good ideas from them on things to put on the inside of a card, because you want to put something nice, but I think we've all been in that situation where it's been like, oh my gosh, you'll never believe the dumb thing somebody said, blah, blah, blah. It's one of those things, like, everyone's just doing the best they can, right? We all say a lot of dumb stuff when we're just trying to say the right thing. So I'll probably turn to them to put something on there. But that is the card. I mean, look at how pretty that is. That little square snippets. I'm telling you, that is a winner. So I want to show you two other cards I made using the same thing. So this one, same thing. Both of these little guys are from that square snippets. And then this is You're on My Mind. That is from the Fabulous Sayings. Also a product of the month, that stamp set you could get. And then this one, I used the larger square. Look at how cute that turned out. Love. So that's 4x4. So you have to be a little bit careful with that when you're placing that on your card, because you don't have a lot of wiggle room with that. But didn't that turn out just so pretty? I love that floral. So, so cute. So that is the projects that I have for you today. So simple stamping on a Monday, using our products the best way we can to make it as easy as we can for ourselves. So tomorrow I've got something a little bit more fun. I am going to be using that new designer series paper that is the product of the month. So I've got a really, I'm super excited about this project. I've been playing with it a little bit more today, making some more samples for you guys. So super, super cute. So we've got that product of the month. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to share with you as well our Spring Fling retreat. I will show you the stamp set that we're using. So it's Woolly Friends. Have you guys seen this? Let me show it to you real quick. I'm going to give you a little sneak. So this is the stamp set. It's this Woolly Friends. And the punches out the head and the body. And it's so cute. And then the little sayings. Welcome, cutie. So perfect baby card. Hello. You make me happy. Love a good pun. Sending flowers and sunshine. And then we've got these beautiful two-step tulips here. You're simply fabulous, you guys. So cute. So it's going to be, I'm doing it with my friend Julie Selva. It's going to be 8 cards, 2 3Ds. 8 cards, 2 3Ds. And everything is cut for you. You're going to get the PDF tutorials. Really, really cute. So cute. Plus you're going to get designer series paper and some gingham ribbon. So all sorts of fun stuff. So Julie's putting together the little blurb for it. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to bug her for it. But that is what I have for you today. You guys, thanks so much for joining me. I so appreciate having you here. And make it a great one. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. Make it a good one.